Somebody save my Wormite. My Wormite is in danger. What's going on, everybody? It's me, PokemonTripHD. Welcome back to some more Dragalia Lost content. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the new summon showcase, the Wedding Bells summon showcase. Now, this summon showcase was actually predictable since we did get the Wedding Bells login bonus, and it was 8 days, 8 summon tickets for 8 days, and it began on the 11th and ended on the 29th. So you could have actually predicted that we were going to get the Wedding Bells summon showcase as soon as we got the 8 summon tickets to last until the 29th, but alas, here we are. Now, a few things I want to note is that this runs until the 29th. This summon showcase runs until the 29th. It begins tonight at reset in PST time, or tomorrow, depending on your time zone, whatever time zone you're in. Also, in red right here, these adventures and dragons added are not limited, so you can pull them at any point after the summon showcase. They're not like the limited banners, like the Christmas banner, the Halloween banner, the New Year's banner. They're not like that. They're not like Galas where they only show up every couple months. It's nothing like that. These adventures will be in the permanent summoning pool, but you can pull them even when this summon showcase is gone, when you're pulling for other adventures, and that's heavily going to affect my decision on whether you should summon or not. So there's just a couple things I want to note. Now, there's 3 new adventures and 1 new dragon. One of the new adventures are not shown in the notice, so we don't have too many details on her, but and yes, it is her. But it is on the Twitter video, on the Dragalia Lost app official Twitter. They released a video, and she was in the video, so she's obviously coming out. And I'll show a picture of her while I talk about her a little bit later on. But yeah, I just wanted to note that. So bridal units are here. Wedding bells. They're actually called wedding units. So wedding, like right here with Elisanne, it's wedding Elisanne. So I guess they're called wedding units, not bridal units. So we have wedding units, and my mic just made a really weird noise. Hope you guys did not hear that. So wedding units are here. We don't have any grooms, unfortunately. I just wanted to get that out of the way. I was, kind of hoping we actually got some grooms. I feel like they don't show enough male characters some love. But again, I'm more, I'm happy with the waifu, so I'm okay with this. But yeah, so let's talk about this. It's going to last about 10 days. So you have some time to summon on this if you want to. Again, the most optimal time to summon on this would be on the final closing days of the summon showcase, because that's when you have the most information on what's going to come in the future and everything. So that is something to note. That it's, you can wait until the 29th or the 28th to summon, and you can know what this next summon showcase is. The reason, let's just start right at the bat. Should you summon on the summon showcase? The answer is no. No, you should not. But I say that with tears in my eyes, because I really want to summon on this showcase as well. But you should not, because they are not limited. It's usually a bad idea to summon on not limited summon showcases unless you really, really want one of the adventures. And I really want them, but I'm trying to hold myself not to summon it, because there's actually some big events coming soon in Dragalia Lost, and that would be, first of all, they might do grooms next. So if you want some grooms, they might do that next. That's a big maybe. They really might not. So it's kind of like up in the air if they're gonna do that. But what we know is definitely coming is the 1-year anniversary. Now, we're almost to the 1-year anniversary. September 27th, I believe, is the 1-year anniversary. So we're almost there, just a couple more months. And we know the 1-year anniversary is going to be huge. We know, of course, the 6-month anniversary was huge, and that was just a 6-month anniversary. Like, do games even have a 6-month anniversary? I don't even know. But the 1-year anniversary is going to be absolutely insane. So definitely you want to save some Wormite for that, because we don't know what it's going to be. Likely we'll get a dream summon on the 1-year anniversary, so you could actually just pick up one of these adventures if you really want like a wedding Elisanne. You can probably just pick them up in the dream summon. Now, we do have a dream summon data mine that should be coming out very soon, actually. I would guess within the next month. But that dream summon that's coming out in about a month should not include these units. So it actually might come out end of this month, maybe even as soon as this banner goes up. We don't really know, but you shouldn't be able to pick these units in that dream summon. But the next dream summon and the following dream summons after that, where you get to pick your 5-star and you get a free 10-fold summon. So it's not free. You have to use dimensioning for that. So it's just something to keep in mind that you could do that. Again, if you're pulling and you do plan on doing the dream summon, you could actually just pull until you get one of the 2 5-star adventures here, and then use your Dream Summon on the other one, just so you can save yourself a lot of Wormite, because, you know, odds are you're probably going to pull a dupe if you keep pulling, etc., etc. So it's just something to note. Also, we have summer coming up. Summer is actually on right now, but we might get a summer banner following this banner. That might be the only reason this banner is not limited, because last time when they had back-to-back limited banners, everybody threw a fit. Everybody got angry. Granted, I was angry also. So everybody was angry that they did back-to-back limited banners. That was, of course, with Christmas and New Year's. They were both back-to-back, and everybody was kind of mad about that. So my guess is that they didn't want to do that exact same thing. So that's the only reason that these wedding units are non-limited units. So that's just a couple of disclaimers I want to get out of the way. Now, like I said, I don't think you should summon on this, because these adventures will be in the permanent pool, and you might actually pull them while you're pulling for a different adventure in the future. So it's just something to note. Again, on galas, increased rates, you might pull them on a gala, etc., etc. There's so many other chances where you can pull these adventures, so I'd recommend you do not summon. But if any of these adventures are your waifus, or dragon is your waifu, or husbando, I don't think there's no husbandos, but you know what I mean. So you could pull on that if that is the case, if you really like them, if you really want them, and if, you know, your enjoyment of the game will diminish if you do not have them in your collection, then by all means, you know, go for it, pull for it. You know, the game's supposed to be fun, so pull for it. But again, my recommendation is to save your Wormite for those two big events. Granted, if you don't care about those events and you really want Wedding Elisanne, then pull for her, you know, you might as well. Why not? Now, with that being said, I want to discuss the adventures really quickly and say why I don't think you should summon. Again, if there's any game-breaking units, you should definitely summon. Like Eyasu was absolutely insane. Granted, that was also limited, but Eyasu was absolutely insane and completely broke the game when he was first released. His entire showcase was great with bleeds, so that was a huge reason to summon. Granted, that was also limited, so that's not really a fair comparison, but you know what I mean. So let's first talk about Wedding Elisanne. First of all, Elisanne has another alt. Hello, is this the Lyn of Dragalia Lost? I don't know what's going on right now. Like, this is Lyn 2.0, but in Dragalia Lost. So Elisanne is here. I'm actually really happy there's another Elisanne, because I love Elisanne, but like I said, so many Elisanne alts is kind of worrying, because I want them to spread out the alts. Granted, they did for the other characters, but I hope they don't you know, add more alts. Like, I really feel like there's going to be so many Elisanne and Ronzal alts, because those are two of the most loved characters besides Cleo, of course. So that's, hopefully they don't do that, but we'll just have to wait and see. There's already 2 alts of Elisanne, so there's 3 Ellies in the game right now, which is, and they're all different elements. So Ellie's gonna cover all the elements first, guaranteed, unless something crazy happens. I don't know, maybe like all the colors you didn't. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about Elisanne. So first of all, her stats, she leans more towards the HP side rather than the strength side, which is, you know, to be expected. She's a support unit, so she's not going to deal too much DPS on her own, but we all know Ellie is a big buffer. She's actually, both of her other Elisanne units are, like, you know, normal Ellie, the water one, and the Halloween Ellie, the light one, both absolutely insane in terms of DPS. I believe they're like the highest for their respective elements, or, you know, definitely top 3 for their respective elements. So Ellie has a history of being a great unit, and that is mainly due to her buffs. She has insane buffs. Now, this alt does not disappoint in terms of buffs. Both of her skills, the first one grants a buff and an HP regen in a certain zone. Only the zone, though, which is a little scary, but only the zone, so that's either really good or really bad. Granted, the zone is actually pretty big. If you see the Twitter video, which I guess I'll link in the description down below, you can watch that. It's actually a pretty big buff compared to the second one. Well, the second one's actually a debuff, so she has a buff and a debuff, which is absolutely insane support. Honestly, she might be one of the best adventures when it comes to just DPS overall, because she buffs and she debuffs. So, well, she buffs your team and then she debuffs the enemy team. So that's insane. And she heals, which is just like, oh my goodness. Granted, she's a wind sword, so I didn't actually talk about that. We already have 2 wind swords with Kuhai and with Galaranzo. Granted, Kuhai is terrible, but Galaranzo is actually pretty good. So she's going to have some competition. Granted, Galaranzo is a limited unit, and she is not, though. So do I think she's going to be better than Galaranzo? Yes, I do think she's going to be better than Galaranzo, even though Galaranzo is actually really good. But that's simply because she buffs and she debuffs. So she's probably going to have more overall team DPS when it comes to, you know, dealing damage. Granted, or gave, what's the word? Given. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but because that's the word. Because of these 2 skills. These 2 skills seem absolutely insane. Her herself probably won't be dealing too much damage, but these 2 will absolutely, you know, increase that DPS of the entire team by a lot. This is a 15% debuff, and then the buff, we don't know what the buff percentage is, but it's going to be for 10 seconds, both of them, so they're both going to be pretty nice. Hopefully, Sacred Union actually has a fast recharge, so she gets to buff, everybody. Just keep buffing the goodness out of them. But she actually has skill haste on her ability, so could be really, really fast recharge, which is really nice. Skill haste on her abilities means that if you can stack skill haste on her, maybe with Heralds of Hinamoto or Jewels of the Sun, she's actually going to get her skills up very quickly, which is really, really nice. So she's Bog Res for High Mercury, but you don't really need Bog Res for High Mercury, so that's kind of meh. She has Strength double buff, which means she can use the 5-star Elemental Standard sword and get, strength off it. But granted, I don't think you should use that unless you really want to, because for High Mercury at least, the Void Weapon is very, very good. If you don't want to grind that though, of course, use standard 5-star Elemental. She can use it very well because of Strength double buff. So you got some options. Wedding Elisanne probably going to be absolutely insane when it comes to DPS, just like her other alts. So Wedding Elisanne might be game breaking. I don't know. We're just going to have to see. But I just show right here a little note. You can read that if you want. Next up, we have Aoi, the other 5-star. Now, these are the only 2 5-stars adventures that are released. This is a dagger. She's probably going to be the best wind dagger. These are all wind units also. I should mention that. Strength isn't too high, but she's another support unit, so to be expected. Let's talk about her skills. So her skills are actually nothing insane. They're both damaging skills. The first one inflicts sleep, which is kind of like Lin Yu's first skill. I believe that also inflicts sleep. And the second restores HP, and sleeping foes take extra damage. So another supporting type thing restores HP. So you could actually probably use Wedding Elisanne and Wedding Aoi as your healers in a High Mercury run, because a High Mercury really doesn't do that much damage. So that's really interesting. Of course, that Kureiko ability and her abilities, she has Striking Haste instead of regular skill haste, which is kind of meh. I mean, Wedding Elisanne has normal skill haste, which is better all around, I would say, than Striking Haste. So it's kind of meh. Freeze Res rather than Bog Res, which actually could be pretty good because, again, you don't need Bog Res for High Mercury unless you're running no healer. But, again, you don't really need Bog Res for High Mercury. And then her first ability, Sleep equals Team Strength plus 15%. We've seen this already on Norwyn and Yachio, I believe. It was either one of the, maybe it was just Norwyn. I don't remember if Yachio had it also. But we've seen this already before. It's actually not super duper strong, but it could work, in certain situations. Facility events, probably going to be really good. But overall, I don't see her being nearly as good as Wedding Elisanne, but she's probably still going to be good, but nowhere near as good as Wedding Elisanne. I do love Aoi. Aoi is amazing. That's why it's so hard for me not to pull on this banner. I might just do a couple summons. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens when the time comes. Of course, if I do some summons, I'll post a video on that. So, yeah. So this is Aoi. Again, I don't think she's going to be too broken. And here's the dragon, Freya. Freya is a very interesting dragon. Now, Wind Dragon, granted, remember for Wind, we don't need anything for HP. We just need Strength, because High Mercury does not require any HP dragons at all. So what is she? Strength Dragon, right? Nope, she's an HP dragon. So that's a big sad. She does have Skill Haste plus 35%, which is actually absolutely insane. That's a lot of Skill Haste, but once again, I don't think it's going to make up for the DPS that you lose in terms of strength, but it might. I don't know. We're going to have to see once the actual values are released. But again, I don't think this is going to be too good because you're missing out on a lot of strength. You're missing out on 60% strength, up to 60%. So it's kind of meh. I don't think it's going to make up for that once again. She does have a healing skill, which is really nice, kind of like Phoenix, and it also energizes the entire team. So it's much better than Phoenix, actually. It's Phoenix's heal and with an energize, so it's really good. She might actually be better than something like a Rock, but we'll have to see. I don't think she's going to be better than the Zephyrs. Also, my mic is making a lot of weird noises, so hopefully that didn't hear it. So next up, we're going to talk about the new wedding unit, which was released in the video, the 4-star Zania. I'll try throwing a picture of her up on the screen right now. Now, Zania is a healer, a wind healer, and she has a healing skill, and it looks like a shield. So we're not really sure what these 2 skills do exactly, but is she going to be better than Lowen? That's going to be really, really hard to see if she's better than Lowen. I don't know. I don't think she's going to be better than Lowen. Lowen is really, really, really good. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. I do really like her design, though. So I really hope that she is at least decently close to as good as Lowen is, because Lowen is insanely good. So we'll have to see exactly what happens. But I'm really happy with these units overall. I think it's a nice addition, especially that they're not limited. It gives people... It's a strong bait banner for the future banners to come. but it gives people a chance. If you don't want to summon this, you really don't have to, because you can just pull them later. So I really like it, and we'll just have to see what happens in the future. Let me know what you guys think about this showcase on the comments down below. Are you going to summon? If you did summon already, if you summon, tomorrow, you're watching this, and you did summon, who'd you get? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time when I talk about some Mercurial Gauntlet tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for all the support recently. It really does mean a lot to me. I appreciate everything so much. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.